Today we're taking a look at something a little bit different than I normally look at. A lot of times I'm looking at drones, I'm looking at some phones, and I'm looking at some other random tech. I've done a couple of reviews on security cameras, but a company reached out to me, and I've worked with them before. Nuvenden sent me this. This is the VR camera. It's a 360 camera in the form of a light bulb. We're going to look at that today. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Phones, Drones, and Tech. I'm Original Dobo, and if you are new here, consider hitting that subscribe button at the end of this video. Nuvenden Technologies sent over a light bulb VR camera. It's called the 360IS, and it's a pretty interesting security camera. It's basically a light bulb, and I'm going to grab for it here. This is it. It's a light bulb. Literally, it's a bulb. It screws into any socket. So what this is a 360 camera. So it screws in, and it's in, I don't know if it's necessarily meant to be looking overhead or down or on an angle, and that's my Ring camera. So, but basically it's VR, and it's basically, if I take this off here and bring it into focus for you all, you'll see that there's a set of LEDs, so it can be used as sort of a spotlight. I will tell you, it's not very, very bright. The camera sits right in the center, and basically it's mounted to a heat sink, and there's some ventilation there. Now, in my testing using this, it gets pretty hot. Like, LEDs are very, very hot to begin with, but I think what draws a lot of heat, more or less, is this camera coming off this unit. So, but there is a pretty adequate amount of ventilation. Where I mounted in my house, I had a light bulb in my foyer, and it was one of those areas of my house that's very hard to try to figure out how to get a security camera in there. And basically I wanted something so as the door is opening or closing, I can see who's coming or who's going. And it's just a point of entry, so it's a good idea to have a camera pointing to it. But it was sort of hard to put something inconspicuous in the way. Now, in my fixture, I couldn't use the included extender. And let me pull the extender out of the box here so I can show you what I mean. So inside the box, they include this extender here, and it's pretty decent. Like, you can angle the camera in different ways and whatnot, and that's all cool. But the extender was a little bit too long for my fixture, so I went on Amazon and I found these little extensions here, and they work really well. Basically, it just sort of extends the lamp a little bit further, and it's actually E26, yeah, an E26 bulb is what it's called. So this is the extender I'm using on mine, and it works great for being able to push the bulb just a little bit past the light brim, so I don't get the sort of shadowy effect from my lamp. It does work decent. You can record. There are triggers to where you can use it for like motion and whatnot. And I turned them off because it was notifying me for literally everything. Again, this is a full 360. So I turned off the notifications and just sort of periodically check in. But you definitely are going to want a micro SD card inside the camera so you can record, because there is no cloud storage, in which that's sort of a bummer. But at $100, it's definitely a decent camera. It's interesting. It's super interesting. I love the 360 effect. It's basically like having 5 cameras in one. It works well. I'll go ahead and include a link in the description below if you want to check it out for yourself. I think they're like $100 on Amazon, which I believe is pretty fair considering like the Ring cameras and whatnot are substantially more money for what they offer you. Only bummer is, because of how the heatsink ventilation is, this is not going to be waterproof. So if you wanted to stick this up outside, I would be fearful of any sort of moisture hitting this, because it would probably cause damage to it. So this is not something that you're going to want to stick outside. This is definitely going to be an indoor camera or a patio camera. And even then, anything with moisture, I would be concerned with. I'm hoping to see if Nuvenden will create a camera that is waterproof like this, because I think this would be awesome outside if there was like a waterproof solution. But anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. If you liked the video, make sure you hit that thumbs up. If you didn't, that other button works just as fine as well. And if you already haven't, hit the subscribe button. What are you waiting for? It's free. Stay original. I'll see you next time.